You can literally make $5,000 on Polymarket without being a genius, without insider info, and without gambling. But 99% of beginners lose because they trade emotions instead of probabilities. In this video, I'm going to show you the exact beginner AI setup I'd use if I had to start over today, step by step, and how I'd realistically scale it to $5,000 without doing anything reckless. And no, this isn't some YOLO 100 times leverage nonsense. This is controlled, repeatable, boring money. First, let's fix the mindset. Polymarket is not crypto gambling. It's probability trading. You are buying mispriced odds. That's it. If a market says something has a 40% chance of happening, your job is simple. Decide whether that's wrong. If it's actually 55%, you buy. If it's actually 25%, you sell or short. That gap between perception and reality is your edge. Now here's where beginners mess up. They trade headlines. They see breaking news and slam buy, but the smart money is positioning before the headline. So step one is market selection. As a beginner, do not trade random politics or world events you don't understand. You want liquid, short-term markets, crypto hourly/daily markets, or clear binary event markets where information updates fast. The tighter the time frame, the more data you can analyze and the faster probabilities normalize. Step two is probability framing. Before entering any trade, you must answer this. What is the real probability? Not what Twitter thinks, not what your gut says. What is the mathematically reasonable range? This is where AI becomes unfair. Instead of manually scanning news, sentiment, volatility, historical behavior, you use AI to break it down objectively. You feed it the current odds, recent volatility data, relevant catalyst, and ask it to simulate realistic outcome ranges. Most people skip this and just feel it. For example, let's say BTC has a 62% chance to close above a level today. Beginners think 62% is high, so they buy. But AI might show you that based on current volatility compression and order flow behavior, the real probability is closer to 52%. That's negative edge. That's where you fade, not follow. Now here's how I personally streamline this so it doesn't take hours. Instead of manually doing all that analysis every time, I run the market through a probability breakdown tool that pulls volatility trends, historical hit rates on similar setups, and sentiment shifts instantly. It basically shows me where the odds might be misaligned before I even consider entering. That saves insane time and prevents emotional entries. Think of it like having a probability assistant instead of guessing. Once you identify a true edge, meaning your estimated probability differs from the market by at least 8 to 12%, then you size properly. Step 3, position sizing. This is where $5,000 becomes realistic instead of fantasy. If you're starting with $1,000, you do not full port. You risk 5 to 10% per trade with clear invalidation. The goal isn't one big win. It's stacking small edges repeatedly. Let's say you average a 6 to 10% return per strong setup, 2 solid trades per week. That compounds quickly. Most people try to double their account in a week and blow up. The real path to $5,000 is consistency plus edge. Step 4, exit before resolution. This is another beginner mistake. You do not need to hold until the event resolves. When probabilities normalize and your edge disappears, you close. If you bought at 40% and the market moves to 55%, your edge is gone. Take profit, rinse and repeat. This dramatically reduces variance and speeds up growth. Now let's talk about scaling to $5,000 realistically. If you start with $2,000 and apply controlled 5 to 8% edge trades consistently, you don't need a miracle. You need discipline. Compounding modest returns across 6 to 8 weeks with proper sizing is mathematically enough to approach that $5,000 mark without ever risking the account on one bet. The reason most beginners never reach this is because they trade without quantified probability, oversized positions, hold emotionally, don't track performance. You should be logging every trade. Entry probability, your estimated real probability, exit, outcome. Over time, you'll see patterns in where your edge is strongest. And here's the important part. AI doesn't replace thinking. It enhances probability assessment. It removes bias. It highlights mispricing faster than you can manually calculate. That's the difference between trading like a beginner and trading like someone someone running a system. If you treat Polymarket like a casino, you'll lose. If you treat it like a probability engine and use AI to measure mispricing, you can build something scalable. This isn't about gambling $100 into $10,000 overnight. It's about stacking controlled edge until $5,000 becomes inevitable. If you want, next video I can break down a live example step by step and show exactly how I calculate whether a market is mispriced in real time.